Okay, it all started with a scream. A sharp, terrified cry echoing through the marble hallways of a busy office building. People froze. Coffee cups dropped. Papers fluttered in the air. And then, a man in a worn-out jacket, carrying a lunchbox in one hand and his daughter's school drawings in the other, ran forward without a second thought. He didn't know who she was. He didn't know that saving her would change his entire life. Because the woman he caught that morning wasn't just anyone. She was the CEO of the very company he was delivering to, and soon she'd be the one falling, not down the stairs, but in love. The morning had been a blur of chaos for Daniel Carter, a 35-year-old single father who worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet. His day started before dawn, waking up his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, making her breakfast, packing her school lunch, and ensuring her hair was tied neatly before rushing out the door. Life hadn't been kind to Daniel. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier from an unexpected illness, leaving him to raise Lily alone. The grief had carved deep lines into his face, but his eyes still held warmth, the kind that told stories of strength and silent endurance. That morning, Daniel was running late for his delivery shift. His truck's brakes were squeaky, his phone screen cracked, but he smiled at Lily before dropping her at school. "Be brave today, sweetheart," he said. "I'm always brave, Daddy," she replied, hugging him tight. Minutes later, he arrived at a tall glass building, the headquarters of Grayson Enterprises, one of the most powerful companies in the city. He was just there to deliver a package, nothing special. But fate had other plans. As Daniel entered the lobby, his eyes caught movement on the marble staircase that spiraled upward in the center of the building. A woman, dressed in an elegant gray suit, holding a folder and a cup of coffee, was rushing down the steps, her phone pressed between her shoulder and cheek. She missed a step. Her heel twisted. Her body pitched forward. Without thinking, Daniel dropped everything and lunged. The world slowed down. Her scream, the gasps of onlookers, the clatter of her phone. His arms caught her mid-fall, strong and sure, stopping her inches before her head would have hit the edge of the stair. For a second, they just stared at each other. Her heart raced. His breath came heavy. He helped her stand, steadying her shoulders. "You okay, ma'am?" he asked, still holding her hand. She blinked, still stunned. I think so. You saved me?" The woman was Emma Grayson, CEO of Grayson Enterprises, known for her sharp mind, calm demeanor, and intimidating reputation. She was someone no one dared approach casually. Yet at that moment she felt her composure slip. He had no idea who she was, and she liked that. "Be careful next time," Daniel said softly, smiling before turning to pick up his scattered things. Emma watched as he left the lobby, a man whose clothes spoke of struggle, but whose eyes held quiet kindness. Something inside her shifted that morning, a tiny spark in a heart long numbed by corporate walls and loneliness. 2 days passed, but Emma couldn't get him out of her mind. Who was he? Why did someone like him, who clearly had little, seem richer in warmth than anyone she'd ever met in boardrooms full of millionaires? 1 week later, she saw him again. He was fixing a delivery van in the parking lot, hands covered in grease, humming to himself. "Hey," she said, surprising herself. He looked up, startled. "Oh, hi. You're the lady who almost broke her neck." She laughed, genuinely, something she hadn't done in years. "Yeah, that was me. I never got to thank you properly," she said. "No thanks needed. Just doing what anyone would have done. Trust me," she replied quietly. Not everyone would have. Over the next few weeks, fate kept crossing their paths. Coffee breaks, elevator rides, short talks that stretched into longer ones. Emma learned about Lily, the bright, funny girl who loved to draw and wanted to be a vet. She saw the way Daniel's face softened when he spoke about her, and Daniel learned that behind Emma's confident CEO image was a woman who had built her empire from nothing at the cost of her personal life. Her parents had died early. She had no siblings, no family to come home to. Her penthouse was filled with silence. Soon Emma found excuses to see him: coffee deliveries, logistics meetings, random inspections in the warehouse. She told herself it was professional, but her heart knew otherwise. Still, she hesitated. He was a single dad struggling to survive. She was the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. 2 worlds that didn't belong together, but love doesn't ask for permission. One evening after work, Emma saw Daniel waiting at the bus stop in the rain with Lily asleep on his shoulder. His jacket was soaked, but he didn't complain. He gently adjusted Lily's hoodie and smiled down at her. Pure, unfiltered love. Something inside Emma broke. The next morning, she sent her driver to pick them up. "You don't have to do this," Daniel said. "Just let me." Emma replied softly. "You've been saving people your whole life, Daniel. Let someone save you for once." As days turned into weeks, Emma found herself spending more time with Daniel and Lily, visiting the park, sharing dinners, laughing over burnt pancakes on Sunday mornings. Lily adored Emma. "You should smile more," she told Emma one day. "You look like my mom when you do." Emma's eyes welled up. She didn't know love could sneak up like this, quietly, gently, without a grand announcement. But just when happiness began to bloom, reality struck. The board of Grayson Enterprises found out about her relationship with a delivery man. The whispers began. Tabloids, photos, judgment. They said she was damaging the company's image. Daniel saw the news too. His heart sank. He didn't want to be the reason she lost everything. That night, he called her. "Emma, you've worked too hard for this. I can't let my life ruin yours." "Daniel, don't you dare." "I'm sorry," he whispered, "but this is where I step back." And just like that, he disappeared. 3 months passed. Emma went through the motions, board meetings, press interviews, endless work days. But something in her was missing. The laughter, the warmth, the quiet coffee moments, all gone. She tried to bury herself in work, but even her success felt hollow now. Because what was the point of standing at the top if your heart was still at the bottom? With the man who caught you when you fell. Meanwhile, Daniel had taken a new job at a small auto garage. Life was simple, but every time Lily asked, "When will Miss Emma come back?" his heart twisted. Then one evening, as he closed the garage, he heard a familiar voice behind him. "You really are bad at staying away, you know that?" He turned, and there she was, Emma, dressed casually for the first time, holding a small box in her hands. "How did you find me?" he asked, half smiling. "CEOs have their ways." She stepped closer. "You think I care about gossip, about image? Daniel, I've spent my life chasing success, but the first time I felt alive was with you and Lily." He stayed silent, eyes glistening. Emma opened the box. Inside was a small model car handmade by Lily, with a note, "For Miss Emma, so you never fall again." Tears filled Emma's eyes. She knelt, holding his hand. "You caught me once, Daniel. But this time, I'm not falling down. I'm falling in love." Daniel smiled through tears. "And I'll never let you fall again." Months later, a new story filled the news. Grayson Enterprises launches community program for single parents, led by CEO Emma Grayson and her husband, Daniel Carter. In every interview, Emma would smile and say, "I was falling once, but love caught me." Indian messages for viewers. Sometimes, the people who catch us when we fall aren't meant to stay in the background. They're meant to walk beside us. Love doesn't care about status, wealth, or power. It only cares about the truth of the heart. So next time life makes you stumble, don't be afraid to fall, because you never know who might catch you.